Hello guys, once again it's Matt and today we have another video. Thank you all the members, all the patrons. Make sure to subscribe and let's get into it, guys. So today Stona just posted on the forums, I will leave the links in the description, changes in the BRs. Okay, so yes, we're going to have another table of BR changes, and they are actually doing this differently a little bit. So first of all, they are actually focusing on just like normal better rating changes for fleet and aviations. But for ground vehicles, they're going to focus on a specific BR range of 7.0 to 9.7. Basically, they say how they are going to basically divide a little bit more and better. How, for example, tanks that don't have, for example, ERA or heat or stabilizers or laser rangefinders or whatever, according to the BR more effectively, basically. So hopefully this makes the games a little bit better, and they are changing some of the fire rates as well. And of course the feedback will be heard, so go on this link and you can basically go down here and do your own feedback of the changes. But let's go straight onto it and take a look on the tables. So let's take a look on aviation first, and then we talk about tanks. So aviation, as you see, in arcade we have some minor changes, not gonna mention too much. On realistic, which is the better one, and some simulator, which is not the better one, just the largest amount of gameplay that I do and that I fly, And of course, this is subject to change, so depending on the feedback that you put, they will add more before this goes live. So go out there and leave your feedback, okay? So F104J finally going to 10.3. I mean, it doesn't have flares, it's all right being there. F8E FN, which is the Navy French one, going to 10.0. That's fairly okay, I think. These aircraft suffer a little bit depending on the BR that they are. Then some props over here. The Sea Fury has an increase. The P-59 has an increase. Still quite OP apparently. And then the Tornado ADV, they got changed. So the Asta 1 is now 11.3 in simulator, and the ADV is 11.7. And then they changed some of the BRs over here, increasing the BRs of the Chinese helicopters and some other changes in simulator over here. So very cool. On fleet, you can check it out over here. Nothing too crazy, just like few tanks, like seven tanks, I think, yeah. And then the ground forces. Ground forces is the main one. As you see, realistic and arcade, you will notice that the majority of these tanks, they are going to be increased to 7, to just overall an increasing BR. So every single tank that it's mentioned here, it's basically an increase in the BR. So as you see, LAN 90, AML 90, AU 2551, all of these tanks, as you see, they are being increased to 7.3. IS-6 is pretty nice because it is quite OP. The BTR, I don't know about it because it is, I mean, I guess, but it's pretty easy to actually destroy it, so I don't know. But BMP-1 is going to 7.7, probably due to the ATGMs. D-54 1949, rate of fire has been increased. So, and heat shelf has been added. Lol. So yeah, oh my god, that's a very weird change actually. They're increasing the VR to 8.0 and adding heat and increasing the shots per minute. That's interesting. They're probably trying to divide a little bit more of the older Second World War kind of situation to newer tanks, probably. Leopard 1 as well, increase it to 8.0. Holy, that's a big change, man. That's a big change. All of these tanks be increasing. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, oh, poor Leopard 1, he's being increased to 8.0. But there's so many tanks on the BR range that he has that it's also being increased. So I think it won't be affecting these tanks negatively so much. It will probably be positive for the lower tiers, the 6-point-something BRs, right? And of course to the higher tiers as well. But also the higher tiers got changed to a higher tier. So for example, you can see the Leopard L44 here is being increased as well. So a very, very interesting change. I wonder how they come up with this. But yeah, rate of fire on the Martyr. T-54s, as you see, 8.0. It's kind of, I don't know, they're dividing in a weird way, because there are tanks here that I think they definitely have stabilizers, and they're going to be in the same page as a 1950 T-54 that doesn't. Like, I wonder how this will play out, because there is a mix of tanks over here. We're already kind of in the mix already, but they are going to increase. So I wonder how they're going to interact with each other, right? The Gepards, Chieftain, Marksman, as you see, Type 87, T-55A, 8.3. So they're increasing the tanks that are with stabilizers and other stuff as well. You know, M60A1, as you see, Type 74, the Brenos, the AMXs, right? The 55 AM, increasing fire rate as well. So yeah, this is actually very interesting. A lot of these Russian tanks are actually getting an increase in the fire rate. So as you see, the T-62 has a 7.5 shots per minute. So that will be, let me just do the account here. It will be 8 seconds of a reload, and now it is basically 9.2. So this is the standard one, I would say, but still 8 shots per minute. On these ones that are 8 shots per minute, you can consider that they are 7.5 seconds of reload. T-62M, same as the other one. So there's a lot of changes over here, and very big increases for some of the things. Normally it's just like a 0.3 increase, as you see, the most of them are. Let me check if there is anything else. Yeah, it's mainly just a 0.3 increase. For example, the Wolfpack got the M900 and got an increase in BR. This is interesting. I have this tank, and yeah, that's cool. I mean, it has an increase in BR, but the ammo is way better. The XM8 as well, M774, and an increase in BR. So, I don't know, this is quite weird. It's quite weird. But it makes sense if what they are saying, like, if what they are, I mean, they're being kind of vague about it, but what I think they're doing is to actually take pressure off the lower tiers of World War II or something like that, because as you can see, most of them, I would say that 99% or even all of them are basically Cold War vehicles. So it might be to that. I mean, there are some examples that are closer to the World War II, but majority of them are just Cold War vehicles, right? Due to the fact of the BR as well. I don't know if this is intentional or not, but you know, it's quite interesting. The only one that I find it kind of odd is that they are adding heat for the T-54 1949 and adding an 8.0 BR to it, which will be putting it on the same BR as the 51 version. So only the 47 will have a lower BR. So it's not all of the T-54s, for example, that are not going to face World War II vehicles, but the 1947 one, it doesn't have heat or anything like that. So it makes sense, right? But still, it is quite interesting, the thing that they're doing. But anyway, let me know what you think about this, if this is a good change or not. And yeah, guys, if there is anything else, I will be covering it as well. Okay? See you guys on the next one, and bye.